be absolutely devastating.
This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn broadcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to GWR Gonzo's Wrestling Room, Monday, January 26th. Almost messed that up. I'm Chris Gonzo'S, joined by OG Tony, Marcus Fine, and tonight we have our special guest host, the legend superstar TJ Powers. How's it going, guys?
How you guys are doing?
Going good. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, glad to have the living legend himself, TJ Powers, with us tonight. He's taking Warren's place since Warren is sick. I think he can't handle the football playoffs since Detroit didn't make it. So,
well, we didn't make it either.
That's true. But we had IU do well, so that kind of
carried us through. What can you say?
That was crazy.
Oh, that just the nuttiest thing you ever seen for IU football.
Yep.
Yeah, who would ever thought?
Oh, I never did.
We got a huge show today. All kinds of guests, and we're going to get started with the Marcus Fine Independent Wrestling Report. Marcus?
All right, I'll get through this real quick because we do have a lot to cover. All right, well, I got a few prayer requests. Please pray for Phil Baird and Bobby Blade. They both had deaths in the family this past week, and be with all misery as he's out with the flu or illness or something. So that's why he could not be on tonight. So be with those gentlemen.
Marcus, also, just a real quick mention. Also, condolence out to Mick Foley. His mother passed away.
Okay, I did not hear that. So okay, yes. Okay, then I got a whole load of birthdays here. So Scott Diamond, birthday's today. The AACW superfan Wayne Catton's birthday is today. The AACW Ladies Champion Paige Jones's birthday is on Tuesday. Our own Warren Misery's birthday is on Wednesday. Timmy Turner's is on Thursday. Shooting with Shane's is on Thursday. Eric Markham, who is the micro that wrestled a couple Bearcat Rumbles ago in a cage and is now on NWA. His birthday's on Saturday. Drew Stills' birthday's on Saturday. Guy Lombardo's birthday's on Saturday. Sean Casey's birthday's on Sunday. And Hollywood House's birthday's on Sunday. So happy birthday to all of them. Okay, I got a few results. There was a few shows that did take place this past weekend, regardless of this massive snow. I do have a correction from last week's results. I guess that all them tag teams that was in the match, the teams of Jordan Davis and Juan Sanchez and Rampage defeated the team of Ruthless Domination and Slaughterhouse in an 8-man tag team match. So I got that all screwed up. We blame Wes for that because that's how he gave it to me. So
it's all Wes.
So we'll give it to Wes. We'll blame Wes for that. But now, thanks to Wes, we got this week's results. WCW Outlaw Arena Friday the 23rd. Mark Magnus. Kenneth James defeated Mark Magnus in a non-title match by holding his tights. Phoenix defeated CJ Cyclone and Cameron Saturn in a triple threat match. Pogo defeated Cruiser and then was later attacked by Johnny Blaze. The Two Loud Strays and the Inedible Wands, which is Juan Sanchez, Jordan James. No, it's not Juan Sanchez and Jordan Davis. They defeated the Two Loud Strays. Zay Gates defeated Mike Noble. Then Slaughterhouse beat down Mike Noble. Then Will Asher sprained Noble's arm. He'll be out for a week at least. The WCWO Tag Team Champion Slaughterhouse defeated Rampage in a non-title match. And Maliko and the WCWO Territorial Champion Zach Noble defeated the WCW Outlaw Champion Brody Botkins and the Water Boy. Hang on, I lost my screen. That's what you get for putting crap on your keyboard. All right. And then thanks to Rich Abbott and Joey White, these results are from Wrestling Theology Fellowship's Chuckles Playhouse in Fortville on Saturday the 24th. Now, hence the name Chuckles Playhouse, so these matches will make a little more sense. Avery Hertz defeated Levi Black Smoke in a clown dance of shame match, but then said that Levi got into the dance and the fans enjoyed it. Carlos Santiago defeated Cruiser and T.Y. Ice in a triple threat match, and Mr. Santiago won the best joke contest before his match. Big Top Fitness won the tag team titles, defeating the White Wing Doves with Mortimer Blankenship, and per the stipulation, Mortimer had to take on Patty Cakes the Cloud. I've told you this is pretty affordable. They defeated the devil with his message of faith. That's what they do at the intermission. They have a message. Jensen defeated Ajax in a loser gets a pie in the face match. Chet Ripley won the U.S. title in a match against Jeremy Halley for the vacated U.S. title. And now Hadley has to leave WTF for a while. Juwan Thomas won the belt of truth from Apollo Star in a pop the balloon match. Yeah, I know. I surely they didn't. Surely they didn't decide a title match with somebody popping a balloon. God, I hope that's not what they're doing.
Who knows with this new age business?
The dance man, I don't know. I'm not bad mouthing anybody. Sorry, guys. That just kind of.
Justin Danger, how you doing?
Yeah, Justin.
That's Ryan. Hey, Joey Owens, what's up? Joey Owens in the house.
Joey's watching. Hey, boss, what's up?
Hey, look, Wes is kissing Joey's ass in the comments. Look at that.
That ain't no surprise.
All right, that's all I have. I hope you got that. My screen went blank because I put my papers on it.
We got it.
Well, okay, guys, let's move right along. Let's bring in. Speaking of WCWO, let's bring in Wes Ryan and the Mr. Fantastic himself, Reggie Edwards.
Mr. Fantastic. Who gave him that nickname?
Hey,
I don't know.
They must be dating.
Nice.
Marcus.
No.
Mr. Fantastic. Okay.
What's up, Zach?
Marcus, I need to. Oh yeah, talk to Zach Nova. Actually, no, don't talk to Zach Nova. Anyway, I need to make a correction.
See, he screwed it up again. Well, now.
Yeah. I'll start sending you results, okay? I'll start sending the results to you. You won't get them until like Tuesday.
I'll get them to you guys. You'll get them in a timely fashion, Marcus.
Cruiser won that match.
What happened there, Mr.
Cruiser won that match. That's what happened there. I don't know. I'm sorry. It was,
WTF, Wes?
It was a mistake. I was just so I was so like brokenhearted over the brutal attack on Pogo afterward that I forgot my apology.
He was upset and he was upset in the truck.
I was, yeah.
What's up, Caitlin?
Hey, can we block Zach Nova from commenting on this video?
Hey, Zach Nova, no one
likes Zach Nova.
Zach Nova has done the right thing and come into his own.
No way to mute TJ.
I'm going to give Zach Nova 100%.
Can we block TJ from the video?
Yeah,
he crossed over to the dark side, huh?
God, what's up,
guys?
He just realized you don't need fans. You don't need to be having people pat you on the back. Go out there and take what you want, and he did. He kicked Waterboy in the mouth.
Yeah, I have to be happy about that.
That's nothing wrong with that.
And then Zach went and got in the ambulance because he was upset because Waterboy won an award and he didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, tell us. You guys got a big show coming up Friday.
Yeah.
So let's hear about it.
Aptly named Absolute Zero. We timed that one right, didn't we?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, we got a big show, guys. We've got a pretty big card for you guys. Johnny Blaze randomly showed back up earlier this month and started telling Pogo that he was going to retire him. Still not entirely sure Pogo understands what that means.
Yeah.
He seemed a little confused.
Hey. Don't down the mental health people.
I didn't say anything. I did not say anything about mental health. That's on you, TJ.
Yeah, I just don't think.
I've known Pogo longer than all of you. I can say it.
I think Pogo just doesn't understand anything about like like stopping is kind of the thing. Yeah.
Does Pogo understand English? He might. That might be why he don't
Pogo
understand.
understands.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Pogo lives in Pogo world.
He does.
Well, one of the
he can do both.
one match I'm excited about. I don't know. I'm sure Wes is, because Wes is excited about everything I'm excited about, and he hates everything I hate. We're like one person. Zay Gates. Zay Gates taking what? Zay Gates taking on inevitable Jordan Davis on Friday night. That's a match that's kind of been brewing for a couple weeks now, going back a month, when Jordan Davis brought Rampage out to take out Zay Gates in Ruthless Domination. And so Zay's had it out for Jordan Davis ever since, and they're going to go one-on-one Friday night at Absolute Zero. So that could be match of the night. I don't know.
It could be, yeah, if Jordan Davis doesn't just escape the ring like he always does.
Yeah, he does. Man, if anybody needed to be a cage match, it's him. Man, I can't stand that.
Yeah, Joey has a good idea right here.
Yeah, he's in the chat room. Wow, what's up?
I can get on board with that one.
I'm going to be honest. He texted me that earlier today, and I thought he was joking, but apparently he's not.
Boss is never joking.
Well, it just got booked.
Zach don't think so. He said no.
Well, he evidently scared of Waterboy, and I hate to say that, Zach, but
If Andre Straight.
think Waterboy's going to beat you, don't put your hair on the line.
Well, speaking of Andre Stray, let's talk about that. I don't know what's going on with the Two Loud Strays. There's some serious dissension going on betwing the two of them, between Tim Jackson and Andre Stray.
Is falling apart. The team is falling apart.
Crumbling. You know, I don't know what happened, but Kenneth James seems to be getting in the middle of them and playing some mind games, and apparently it's working. We're going to have Kenneth James versus a member of the Two Loud Strays versus Phoenix versus a member of the Inevitable Ones on Friday night, which I believe is going to be Juan Sanchez and Tim Jackson representing the two teams. But the winner gets a number one contender shot for their tag team at the end of February against whoever the tag team champions are. And we're going to see if the Two Loud Strays can keep it together long enough to get a title shot, I guess.
Going to be me and Wes, tag team champs.
We're commentary. I'm not medically cleared.
Oh, hey, TJ, you and me have been on a tag team, and we did actually quite well.
Yes, we did. I can't complain. Yeah,
until you got pinned, leaving me to fend for myself against JKO.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I remember that.
Thanks,
that might have been
a very good experience. How to defend for yourself against JKO.
Ruthless Domination versus Rampage. Wes, TJ, your thoughts on that one, because that match is happening Friday night too.
Yeah, that'll be interesting for sure. Those are two teams that really I think are good examples of like what the tag team division is for us. So it'll be good to see them go ahead at each other like that.
Shut up, Mr. Kraft.
Yeah. Ruthless and Rampage. If Rampage keeps their head together and don't get out of control, they got a shot, because Ruthless, I've been in the ring with them many times.
Every time Ruthless comes back,
if you don't use your head and try to use power, you're going to lose every time.
Yeah. For sure.
You can't outpower them, that's for sure.
But that's a feud that really heated up really quickly. Hammer made his return a couple weeks ago, came out to help Zay and Scorpion. Rampage got the better of them at the end of the night, and they've just hated each other ever since. And Ruthless is not happy that Rampage got a pin on them on their first night back as a tag team in action. They haven't forgotten about that. They're mad. But Hammer's always mad. So, I don't know.
This is true. He's never in a good mood, that's for sure.
Yeah. Slaughterhouse is going to be defending the tag titles versus Cruiser, and I don't know who. He won't say. He just keeps texting everybody saying he has a partner. No one knows who it is. He showed up randomly last week. I don't know if he doesn't own a calendar. I have no idea. But Cruiser and someone versus Slaughterhouse, and I think we all agree with how we want to see that one go.
Yeah, Slaughterhouse.
Yeah, not a fan of Cruiser.
I don't think Cruiser's not thinking about what he's doing.
I don't want Slaughterhouse to get any more angry than they already are with Mike Noble taking their mask.
Oh God, that beat
Wes,
down.
you have the mask. I seen you have them.
No,
Wes
I
has
don't.
got the
I
mask.
don't have them. I do not have them. I literally don't.
He was wearing one Friday night in the truck.
No, that's my normal. I told you that's just my face, dude.
Why do you think Noble didn't have the masks Friday? They got restolen.
That's right.
I think he just hid them somewhere. But yeah,
Production.
yeah, that attack was pretty brutal, though. I thought he was going to actually rip Mike Noble's arm off. I was cheering for it. I was hoping, but
I never thought I would say this, but thank God Joey Owens came out with a cattle prod.
yeah, no, yeah,
Never thought I would say that. But
Yeah.
thank God he came out with a stun gun.
yeah.
You never know what's going to happen at the dub. You never know.
It's not
That's
a-
true.
Yeah, because I heard it was toasty in there Friday, and I'd like to know what that felt like.
Felt great. It felt like
Jump in
August.
there, Marcus.
It felt like August.
Well, August will
Hey,
still be warmer
shout out to
than-
Jake. Shout out to JKO and everybody that came early that day to help make sure that the building did feel good for everybody, even in the back. That's the warmest that locker room has ever felt in the winter.
Yeah,
So
honestly,
shout out to
awesome.
Joey and everybody for coming out early and helping get that place set up for everybody because they knocked it out of the park. Did a great job. So, but Gunslinger title. David Light is looking to get that title back and kind of get back on track when he takes on Mark Magnus. And I don't know what David's problem is. He just seems disgusted by Mark, which, I mean, I don't blame him. Most of us are. But
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was fake sick a couple weeks ago.
yeah. I'm glad somebody said it.
Well, he got a hold of me and he asked to make sure Mark took a bath or shower or something before he came Friday night.
Well,
You gonna make
that's
sure that gets done? Yeah.
Marcus, you're on Mark Magnus shower duty.
Probably. Was it not in the parking lot?
But no, David is disgusted by Mark. He feels like he's disgracing and downgrading and degrading the Gunslinger title that David held for so long last year. He says he wants to bring some pride and honor back to the Gunslinger title. We'll see if he can get the job done.
Well, but you're talking about a guy, Mark Magnus. He hasn't been around that long. He's got very short time in here, and now he's a champion. He don't understand how to be a champion yet. He don't even have time in the business for it.
But here's the thing, though.
He just got lucky.
He's coming up on a year in the business since his debut, and some guys just does the name Kurt Angle ring a bell? He didn't take long to catch on, and he did pretty good. He did pretty well for himself.
Well, you know what? It does pretty well when you're an Olympic champion.
They don't all do well. I don't know.
Well, Mike Malenko got the Outlaw title really early on in his career.
Yeah,
So,
Malenko's a bad man, though, so he took that title.
and Mark's a bad hygiene man. It's the same thing.
he's got,
No, it ain't.
Zach Noah versus Waterboy. It will be a non-title match, but the stipulation is up in the air. But I can tell you that before you get to the show Friday, you will know what the stipulation is going to be on the Zach
Miss
Noah
Kelly.
Cameron Cross match. And I never thought I would see Waterboy in one of the top feuds.
Zach,
going
not
into
the
a major
Gunslinger
show.
champion.
Here we are.
Well, if Waterboy don't find a mean streak in him, he ain't going to last up there very long.
True. Here's the thing. Waterboy didn't ask for this. He just won an award for most improved. And Zach Nova, can I swear on this show?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. We do.
Zach Nova, like a little bitch, decided he took it personally and super kicked him in the face because he couldn't handle coming in second.
True.
Guess it is. He should have been first.
No, Zach Nova.
Most improved.
Zach Nova had a hell of a year. One hell of a year. But he was already good going into the year. And I don't think anybody can argue with that.
No, I can't argue with that.
Nobody improved in 2025 like Cameron Cross did. Nobody on the roster did. Mike Noble was good going into the year. Nova was good going into the year. Malenko was good going into the year. Cameron Cross going into 2025 was at the bottom of the card. And he found his way to most improved, voted on by the fans, not talent, fans. And so I don't think anybody has had a better year in 2025.
I think he bought the election.
Zach, just look at the words you just said. You said TJ is very right. Just think about that.
Look at this. Zach Nova is having an identity crisis. He's crashing out worse than a 15-year-old on Twitter right now.
Yeah.
Hey,
know?
Zach's getting ready to go out on tour. You guys need to leave him alone. He's got a lot of things going on.
Talk about thin skin. Jeez.
Yeah.
But let's move on from Zach. I think we all would like to. The Outlaw title is on the line. Brody Bodkins, Malenko. Guys, it's going to be a street fight.
Ooh,
Hold on, you said thin skin. Are you talking about Mr. Kraft here?
No, we don't care about Mr. Kraft right now.
No one cares about Mr.
Did you
Kraft.
say that Brody Bodkins and Malenko this Friday night is a street fight?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we're moving on from Mr. Kraft. Nobody likes anyone.
Well,
no one likes the name Kraft. We're moving on.
Not even,
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. It is a street fight for the Outlaw title on Friday
I
night.
think we need to
Absolute
up security.
we need to reinforce the ring. Definitely need to up security. I think Wes.
we need a lock for our commentary truck.
I think Wes should be the enforcer.
No.
We need a new lock on our truck.
We need a new lock on our truck. Just with all the stuff going on right now, like it gets scary in there. Like
It's not a safe working
it's not
environment
safe.
for
Not a safe
Wes.
working environment. Yeah.
People do not like Wes. They
I'm a
like me more
sensitive
than they
boy.
like
I'm a
Wes.
sensitive boy. Okay?
That's saying
I
something.
bruise easily.
No, it's
I
weird.
was going to say that's bad if they like Reggie more than they like Wes.
Crazy.
Wes, what
Anyway,
happened?
guys,
What?
who's your pick for the Outlaw title? Brody Bodkins, War Ready Malenko, Street Fight Outlaw title. Malenko wants that title back. He doesn't feel like the title's been the same since he lost it last year. Brody has been working hard to get that title back since he got cashed in 2 years ago by Zegate. So what are we thinking?
Malenko, War Ready.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
Honestly, I know this isn't the way I normally go, but I think I'd have to go with War Ready on this one just because it is a street fight. I
And
think
that's
that,
why you don't go with
he's
War
a-
Ready.
He's a scary person, you know. So
Brody
and Brody's
Bodkins
scary. But
Brody Bodkins is seasoned in street fights. Malenko's
sure,
just
yeah.
seasoned in mean. I think Brody will get him because of the stipulation.
I think I'm going with Marcus. I'm going Brody.
Well, all I got to say, it is going to be one hell of a street fight because it's two big men and they are going to beat the hell out of each other on Friday night. So it's going to be it's going to be ugly.
I've
I'm
never
not
seen
picking
two
either
guys
one of
hate
them.
each other as
I don't
much
wanna
as
be on
these
either
two
one of
guys
them
hate
bad
each
side.
other. What?
So I'm not picking either one of them to win. I don't want to be on either one of their bad side, Malenko or Brody.
Yeah.
Well, you know what Brody will do to
Yeah.
me, so I'll pick Brody. But anyhow, Juan Sanchez,
Yeah.
Juan Sanchez, read your PMs, buddy. I got one in there for you.
I pick fans. Fans are going to win the night because it's going to be one hell of a show.
true, yeah.
It's going to be a hell of a show at the Dub, that's for sure.
Mhm.
1151 Kentucky Avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Every
Tony.
Friday night.
11:51, Tony.
What?
Yeah, 11:51, Tony.
No, he
You still
TJ
won't
covered
remember.
it.
Did he go to the wrong place 1 week or something? I'm out of
No,
the loop.
He know where he is half the time.
No, he went across the street to John's Fabulous Stew and got him something to eat.
Well, I mean, till that gas
That's a good
station
food
opens
over
up
there,
next
yeah,
door,
I
that's
like
the closest thing for food.
When is
Yep.
the gas station going to open?
Oh no, we got
5 years.
we got the little
Yeah.
diner out back now. Remember?
Two gas stations are sitting in that area that haven't opened for 2 years. So
Yeah, we're looking like 2028.
you got the one next to Wendy's, you got the one next to the Dub, and there must be two guys working on both buildings. So
Apparently.
guys,
Guys,
that
it's going to be a
sounds-
hell of a night Friday. I can't wait. We're only,
I can't
I
either.
believe it's only 4 nights away. It's going to be a fun night. Hopefully, you guys are able to come out.
Doors open at 6:30. Show starts at 7:30. Correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely go check out this show. That main event alone is worth the price of admission. And then they got a bunch of other matches that are going to be fantastic. You can't go wrong going to WCWO.
Yeah, you need to check out our YouTube.
Yep, that
Yeah.
too. Best wrestling promotion in Indiana, in my opinion. That's my opinion.
Hands
They do a
down.
fantastic job. So, hey guys, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thanks
Not a
for
problem.
having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
TJ, aren't you the guest host? Don't you have to
Yeah,
stay on?
yeah,
Yeah,
you stick
yeah.
around.
Yeah, I don't. You two popped up. I don't know what the hell's going on no
If you
more.
leave, I'm staying. They're getting one of the two of us. So
TJ stays, the rest of them can go.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
I'll see you later,
Bye.
guys.
Yeah, thanks. Hey guys. We're bringing in our other special guest that we have. first time being on the show. Going to be telling us about a brand new promotion. I think this is going to be their second show, right, Marcus?
I believe so. Yes.
David's promotion, Big Money Wrestling, I believe, and we're going to have Sal DELTORRE. I think he's the proprietor of this promotion, I believe. So we're going to have him.
Oh, I believe he's the booker, Blaze, because I was trying to figure out who was the booker on it. I was trying to get a booking date with him.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if they want an old man on their card, but you know, hey.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Hey, hey.
Can't see you, but we can hear you.
You
Need to turn your camera on.
Huh?
Yeah, we
My
can hear you,
camera's
but
not
we can't see you.
on? Oh, hell, my bad.
Isn't technology wonderful?
Yeah, I'm not good with it. Is that better?
You
Nope.
might have to go out and come back in because for some reason we can hear you, but we can't see you.
Okay, I'll be right back.
All right, thank you.
He might only have a face for radio.
Hey, could
There's a
be.
lot of people like that.
Oh,
I could see him for a while, then all of a sudden the screen just went black. So
yeah, I mean, I've heard about this promotion, and I've seen a few of the shows they've done. They're up there in West Lebanon, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah. And I seen Johnny Blaze was on there. I reached out to him to find out who the booker was, and I didn't realize the gentleman was going to be on tonight. So, well, this is
Yes. Yeah.
This weather.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
there we go. Now we have him.
It worked.
There he is.
Hey,
Here
I'm
we go.
ugly. It probably didn't want to take my face anyway. Sorry, guys.
Now, after the two guys we just had on
I
there,
told
you're
you.
good.
A face
Yeah,
for
you're
radio.
fine. Yeah.
It could be the Raiders thing. I don't know. I know you guys are
Oh.
Bears and Colts fan.
Yeah, I'm Colts fan.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I understand. Sal, how's it going?
It's going good. It's cold as hell up here.
Yeah, it
You
is.
know, they said it was a little chilly. Everybody lied to me. I got up here and it's -2 degrees. This is absurd.
Hey, it's Indiana. Wait 5 minutes. It could be 80.
Yeah, I hear you. I definitely hear that. You know, I grew up here, but you know, being in Florida, hell, I left Thursday morning and got up here. You know, I left 70-degree weather, so
Oh, man.
it's been nice.
That was a shock. Well, Sal, I know you got a fairly new promotion that you're got going on there in West Lebanon. Can you tell us? I know you got a big show coming up. Can you tell us some about it?
Well, guys, I mean, Big Money Wrestling has been it's the second show, like you guys said. The first show was I think it was a success. We did 238 paid. You know, I think there was a little less that showed up, but it overall it went well. And honestly, I'm a wrestler down south, so it was something that you guys watched the movie or the TV show Heels. That's kind of what I took this off of. A little bit with that, and a little bit with the old Jean-Claude Van Damme movie Bloodsport. Kind of took a little mixture. So to see what the community needed around here was some action. So I'm trying to bring it to them and trying to bring something, you know, every other month to where we can build something around here, around this area where there's nothing about, man. There's nothing at all around here. So we're trying.
Okay. Can you tell us when is this next show?
Show is Saturday, the 31st. It starts, or the doors open at 6. I'm sorry, and the bell time starts at 7. It is at the URA Seeger Auditorium. It's a brand new establishment. It's a $14 million special theater arts thing that the school that they had built a couple years ago. I know the last show I caught some of you guys comments on there, and you guys were shocked that they have alcohol. So the building itself is its own entity. It has nothing to do with the high school. They do a lot of big concerts there, a lot of theater, a lot of different acts come there. So they're their own entity. So it was quite shocking to myself to see people walking around with cold beer in their hand and not being worried about. So that was a good thing. But yes, West Lebanon, Indiana, Saturday the 31st. Like I said, come on out, check us out.
Yes, that sounds like it's gonna be fun. I know normally Warren Misery would be here. He was at your guys' last show, your first show, and he loved it, thought it was fantastic. That's how we kind of got to know about some of this. Are you willing to maybe give us a couple of matchups, maybe possible?
Absolutely. So, with this match card, I'm trying to do something different. You see the typical things going on through the South, and I've caught a couple things up here with the guys up here just on YouTube and on Facebook, and it seems like it's typical. So I'm trying to change the scope of the wrestling. So, a couple of the match cards is I'm going to flip around is going to be Hillbilly Jed and Johnny Blaze. They're going to go at it. And guys, these are all fairly new people to me. So the
I know them all.
levels are going to go through the roof. So Ace Mob is I've brought Mr. Olympia 5000 up from Florida, and he's going against Ace Mob. You guys got a tag team that's pretty popular around here. Well, two of them. That's Family Over Everything with Oh So Delicious. They're going to be tagging it out for the big money briefcase. And then myself, I'm going to battle it out with for number 2 with Mr. Kong. We had a brief match before, and people wanted to see it again. So I thought, why not? Let's bring it back and go head to head again with the big monster. And then I wanted to do something that the auditorium and the people around here have never seen. So BMW is going to bring them a big money rumble. So we've got about 26 people that we're going to have come out in the rumble, and it's going to just be an all out brawl.
Shit, if you need an old school guy to come on your show, send me a message. We can talk.
Shoot me a message. Yeah, absolutely, we can talk. I'm trying to, like I said, I'm new to the wrestling area up here in Indiana, but not new to the wrestling game overall. And so absolutely, old school is where I like, the brawling types. I mean, if you got some time, come on down.
I punch you in the face and kick you in the mouth. That's exactly how I do it.
Hey, absolutely. Receipts come to follow, right?
That's right.
Absolutely.
But anyway, back to the show. Let's get it.
So the big money rumble. We've got guys. I don't know where everybody comes from, and I apologize on that. But I know I've got guys from up in Chicago coming down. I think they're coming down from Fort Wayne, and some of the guys. I think there's some coming up from Terre Haute. And I think they're just all over around the Indiana area, maybe even Illinois, as far as some of them. But there's a group, man. There's a group. We've got some 5 Count Frank. I don't know. I'm sure you guys have heard of everybody. We got a big Mad Wolf, a Ronin, an Aaron Cruz. It's just going to be crazy. There's a lot of people that's going to come out. It's going to be exciting.
Sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. And it sounds like you guys are off to a good start. You had over 200 people at the first event, so sounds like you're off to a great start.
That's a pretty good deal.
Yes,
yeah, it kind of killed us because it was the day after Halloween. The high school had 2 dances. They had a junior high and a high school dance that night, and then there were multiple adult parties that were around the area that night. So we missed out on a little bit of a little bit more of the people. But I'm hoping this time, if the cold will go away a little bit, I'm hoping the crowd will double this size. So.
Okay, so it sounds like a great time. Is there anything else you'd like to go over before we let you out of here for tonight?
No, not really, guys. I just want to say thank you guys for letting me on and putting the show out there, and to all the fans out there, come check us out. We're new, but we're here to excite everybody in the crowd. So
tell everybody where you're located at again, please.
West Lebanon, Indiana. We're just north of Covington, north of 74. About 15 minutes at the Seeger URA Seeger Auditorium, and it is Saturday the 31st. Doors open at 6 o'clock.
I do have
go ahead, Chris.
I do have one quick question because I'm kind of interested because you come from the Florida area and then you're up here in Indiana. Is there a big difference in like how you have to promote maybe a show down in Florida to up here in Indiana, and like crowd-wise? Like
yeah,
you had 200 something.
This is the This is the second time I've ever promoted anything.
Okay.
So I'm green to this in general, guys. So it's something that I'm just trying to wing it. Lock in sponsors, which have been a blessing to help out, and then to some of the wrestlers, some of the guys that I've talked to, FOE and Damian DeVille and all these guys in Congo, different guys that I've reached out to that I'm trying to book, have just been a blessing to the group, man. They really have been a blessing to help me out and get things started and get things rolling. And I hate to say, I apologize to any of the other wrestling promotions out there. I'm not trying to chicken hawk anybody, because a lot of folks down south, that's a big fear down there. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, again, we appreciate you coming on. And hey, I tell you what, anytime you want to come on, about a week before the show, just let us know, and we'll bring you on and promote. That's what we're about. We're here to help independent wrestling.
And I heard you guys saying something about there's another show Friday. Is that up in Indianapolis?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, the WCWO, they run every Friday night.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he's showing the shirt off right there.
Okay, I got you. Okay, I see it. Maybe Big Sal come in here and step through the doors with you guys. Check it out.
You're more than welcome to come. You send me a message, let me know you're coming. I'll let Mr. Owens know you're on your way.
Absolutely. I appreciate that, brother.
Not a problem. Not a problem. If we can't work together, then it becomes a headache.
Absolutely.
And most of these promotions around here, they don't want to work together. They all got egos. They all think they're better than the next group. And it's not around most of this area. Most of these promotions are WCWO guys. I'll let you know that now. That's for the most part.
What it seemed like when I talked to all of them.
But we're not going to sit and we're not bad mouthing nobody. We never have. We never will. We do our thing. You do your thing. But as long as there's no issues.
Yeah.
Everybody's happy.
I say we come together and build something great. I mean, that's the only way.
I think we can too. I mean, just cross promotional, all kinds of things that can be done. So
absolutely.
It'd be a pleasure to see you at the Dub, and I'll introduce you to Mr. Owens.
Absolutely, awesome.
Marcus, you said you had a question.
Yeah, I have a question. You don't deal with titles, right? It's money briefcases. Is that what I understood?
Absolutely. So
Did you explain that to us?
I got tired of everybody bitching and moaning about. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're fine.
About the complaining about the titles. This belt, that belt. So I was like, you know what? Let's just do the briefcases. I got a little surprise for this briefcase and the big money Rumble winner. So we're gonna announce that at the show. And but yeah, I just got tired of the belts. So why not? Money's better.
I like how Japan did it. Trophies.
Yeah. Money's better anyway.
Yeah, money's always nice. Like bacon.
Absolutely.
Well, again, Sal, thanks for coming on. We're glad to have you. And again, anytime you want to come on, just let us know.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you. And you guys, let me know when if you guys get down to the show. I got some seats up front in the sponsor section. I'll let you guys in.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Absolutely, guys. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you.
See, I'm not a total ass.
No. Chris is our other guest in here.
Yes, he is here. He's waiting on us. He was on time. We're running late.
Well, hey, well, we're excited about this one, so let's get him in here. Hello, Mr. Elgin.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. How about you guys?
Doing great. Excited to have you on here.
Been waiting on this for a while. Glad that we finally was able to get you on here.
I'm glad too. Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, how we're gonna work this is Marcus will go first with his question, and we'll let TJ go second. I will go third. Chris will go fourth. We call it rapid fire, but your answers don't have to be rapid fire. We'll do this for about 35 minutes or so. And again, we appreciate you being on with us. And let's get started. Marcus?
I do have a few from Warren, too, by the way.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. Well, thank you very much for being on. My question, as always, first off, is when did you first get interested in pro wrestling?
Well, man, so I am the youngest in my family, and as I was born, my elder cousins were getting out of wrestling. So I naturally got the hand me down wrestling tapes and wrestling toys. And I can't remember a time that I wasn't a wrestling fan. Like, I mean, I was always the kid in wrestling t shirts. I was always the one telling everybody I was going to be a pro wrestler. So it was pretty much as wild as it sounds, like right out of the womb, I was a pro wrestling fan.
TJ?
Audiences between the United States and Japan.
The difference in the audiences?
Yeah, what's your opinion about them?
Japan still respects wrestling as a sport. So they react as if they're watching a sporting event. They act as if they like one person and dislike the other. And they react like there's real stakes at hand. To me, especially in the last few years, and I don't think wrestlers help it. Wrestlers go on social media saying this is fake and who cares and all this kind of stuff. And quite frankly, it pisses me off. The fact that there's this wide range of wrestlers who treat this like it's a weekend hobby rather than and let me get this point across before it sounds like I'm crapping on everyone. It's okay if you're wrestling for it to be a hobby. It's okay if you're enjoying and having fun doing it. It's okay if you want to just go in a certain circumference to work. But to me, you should still treat it with respect. You should still treat it with love. You should still give it your all. But now it's like cool to go on social media and act like, oh, it's just wrestling. It's just wrestling. No, it's pro wrestling, something that people like me love, something that people like me fed our families doing. We should take wrestling seriously. And I think it starts with the wrestlers and the fact that too many wrestlers go out there and act like this is just comedy hour with their friends also makes the audiences not have the same emotional connection that Mexico or Japan does.
100% agree. 100%. There's no passion no more. People don't have passion for it no more. They are
No,
getting
well,
into
not
it.
only that, like, I agree that maybe we shouldn't take ourselves so seriously, but in the same token, we should take what we do seriously.
Exactly.
And it's like, I was always taught you don't dress for the job you got, you dress for the job you want. But now it seems cool to dress for the job you got. So it's like, if you're on the indies, why aren't you acting like you want to go to the next level? If you wrestle for 500 people every week and that's all you're worried about, you're never going to wrestle in front of 50,000 people. And it's a shame because it's really doing a disservice to the business. And I have said openly that the independent scene is dying. And people go, no, it's not. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Now, are there going to be indie shows? Absolutely. But here's the question. Are all the indie shows going to draw? Are all the indie talent going to be the next stars? Meaning, when I was on the indies, there was regular talk about who's the next one to sign. Very few people are in those conversations now. And there's multiple reasons for that. Also, everybody's the same now. Everybody wants to do the same spots. They see a clip on Twitter, they see a clip on Facebook from Will Ospreay or Ricochet. And listen, I'm not discrediting Will Ospreay or Ricochet. Two absolutely fantastic wrestlers. What I'm saying is There's already a Will Ospreay. There's already a Ricochet. You're not going to be better than them. Create something yourself. But instead, we're seeing a dumbed down version of what real true pros do, match after match, card after card, and nobody's standing out. Everybody's similar. That's why not enough people are getting jobs, because there's 5 people that are the exact same that can go into the same spot.
That is very true. We've started calling the guys out on, because I'm now commentating it. I see it from a different side. Now I've got to try to explain to these guys, dude, you guys repeat yourselves in every match. Every match has repeats. Nobody watches to anything.
Just the other day, I think it was on Raw, on commentary, they had to reference a move done in the match that was done earlier on the card. That shouldn't happen.
Never.
There's so much that wrestlers can do, and yet they want to do the same things that everybody else is doing. If you're doing the same thing everybody else is doing, how the hell do you stand out?
Well, to me, I think it's just they're being lazy.
I think it's deeper
It's
than
easy
that.
to copy.
Well, think about it this way, and you guys all probably went through this as wrestling fans. I started tape trading in 1993. I was born in 86, so I was still very young tape trading. What I would do was I would get your Pro Wrestling Illustrated or The Wrestler or the plethora of magazines that were out. And if you guys remember, there used to be a 2-page spread, and it would give you a list of All Japan tapes or Mexican or tapes from CMLL or AAA. And then at the bottom right corner, it would say, if you want a full catalog, write a letter to this address. So we would write a letter to that address. We would get sent along the catalog. And then every week, me and my best friend would save our allowance. We would go to either his mom or my mom, ask for a check, and then we would order VHS tapes. So when you were ordering a VHS tape, you weren't going and fast forwarding it. You were watching the entire tape. But now everybody wants to go viral. So they put out clips. So what are people seeing? Clips. What are people emulating? Clips. They're not emulating a style. They're not emulating why and where do people do things. They're just doing the what. The what is the last thing that wrestlers need to worry about. That
Correct.
does nothing, because everybody can do the moves. Everybody, anybody. You can take me to the zoo and put me in a wrestling ring with 5 chimpanzees, and I can teach them all how to do hurricanranas and arm drags and Canadian destroyers, but I can't teach them how to connect on a human level with other humans. And that's what's missing, because nobody's paying attention to everything that's going on. They're watching clips and they're emulating clips. And if you put 50 clips together to make one match, you still just have a highlight match. You don't have a wrestling match. A wrestling match is supposed to be an emotional investment, right? You got to think about it. It's the difference. I love Godfather Part 2. And I also like watching the Expendables. But the Expendables isn't a movie that I'm going to go and tell somebody like, hey, you got to watch the Expendables if you want to see a great movie. No, it's something that if I want to put something on in the background that's mindless, that I can catch at any point and be enthralled in it, because it's just fireworks after fireworks after fireworks, it doesn't matter. But if I want to watch a piece of art, I put on Godfather Part 2, the phone goes off, nothing distracts me. So if you're going out there and having a match that's just fireworks, that's why people are on their phones. That's why people aren't emotionally invested. That's why we're not seeing superstars. Think about it. Think about this. When I was breaking in 2002, I knew about all the guys before they made it. I knew about Low Key, Chris Hero, CM Punk, because you watch tapes of indies that people weren't seeing, that they weren't on TNA yet. Ring of Honor, they weren't in Ring of Honor yet. They were doing the rounds on these indie shows, and you started hearing about them and you started learning about them. And I was like, man, Loki's going to be this amazing talent. And then you see him on TNA and go, see, he's awesome. Look at everything he does. Now there's not guys like that. They're not for many reasons. One, nobody takes this as serious as they should, and number two, everybody does the same thing, so nobody's standing out.
Yeah.
The big
Well, the
thing.
biggest about their match, they're not concerned about the fans.
No. Nobody wrestles for the fans anymore.
Yeah, and believe me, I've been trying to work on that at the Dub to get these guys to understand it's not about you; it's about them that pay their money to sit in that seat and watch you.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, the big thing for me that I've been watching wrestling since about probably 1968.
Very
And the
much
big
agree
thing-
with that.
The big thing for me is I don't see a lot of selling.
I'm
facial
sorry, Tony.
expression.
I can't hear a thing you're saying, brother.
Really, Chris, you got me off or
No, I can hear you. Can everybody else hear?
okay?
him? Hold on.
mute, unmute.
No,
That's what
I saw a couple mouths moving. I didn't know if
Okay.
and nothing was coming through on my end, so I
Okay.
just wanted to make sure I
Okay.
wasn't missing anything.
Okay, can you hear me now?
You know,
Mike, can
Dad,
you
you might-
can you hear Tony?
Dad, you might
I-
back out and come back in.
Okay, I will.
Who was the question? Was it your question?
Yeah, but go ahead.
Okay, I'll go ahead and
Go
go
next.
while you get back in here. Where I wanted to go with it is, how did you first get into the wrestling business? I know you said you've been a long life fan, but how did you get your break and get into the business?
Well, I was I went to WrestleMania 18, and after the show, I got handed a flyer for a 2-week pro wrestling camp, ages 14 and up. So I immediately went home and called the number and left a message. The next day I got a call, was given the dates. It was I'd have to look back. I know the first match I did was like July 19th, 2022 or 2002. So it was 2 weeks prior to that the camp started. I went to the camp. I had my first match after 2 weeks of training. And then the school was only $75 a month, so I joined the school and never looked back.
Hold on, Dad. You're not muted. We all can hear you. Just Elgin can't hear you. You need to go out of the studio and come back in.
I need to go out of the studio. They can hear me. Just one guy could.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Marcus.
All right. Well, you brought up PWI.
Yeah.
So
Here's
I want to go off the stream.
2014, Chris. You want to make this big?
Give me 1 second. I'm working on it. There you go.
Hello.
TJ Powers.
There you go.
There we go. 2014 PWI. You were number 14 in the top 500.
Yes.
Tell us about the road to getting to number 14 and what it felt like to be watched. You said you bought PWI magazines to actually being in the top 20. Tell us of the road it took you to get to that.
Very good deal.
Well, man, yeah, and I think it's funny because obviously I went through a lot of BS in my career, which has been cleared up, even though not everybody wants to admit it. I think they forget how much I changed the landscape for wrestlers who are considered power wrestlers. And it goes back to a lot about what we were talking about, how people are just all mere images of each other. They're not doing something different. And I knew that I had a different career path. My goal was always to at one day be in WWE. But I knew I wasn't the tallest wrestler. I knew that I wanted to take the route of guys like Dean Malenko and Eddie Guerrero and Chris Jericho. I wanted to travel the world. I wanted to be recognized as a great performer, and then I would get my opportunity. So getting to that point with the PWI, I really just looked at the landscape of wrestling, and I knew, okay, my first major stop I need to get to is Ring of Honor. How do I get to Ring of Honor? Well, how I get to Ring of Honor is I go through IWA Mid-South. I go through CZW. I go through IWC in Pittsburgh. I do all these indie shows that companies like Ring of Honor look at. And to do that, I had to be different than what was on Ring of Honor at the time. So I'm wanting to get Ring of Honor. You know, there's wrestlers like Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards and Chris Hero and Bryan Danielson and Tyler Black and all Austin Aries and all these guys. And I had to look at what they offer and what can I bring to the table that they don't. So that's when I really started thinking, okay, how can I use my strengths, which my strengths are my strengths, to revolutionize a style that has been done, but do it differently than everybody else. So it was doing, okay, people do a stalling suplex, but how can we get the crowd involved? Which goes back to we're wrestling for the audience. So that's when I would start getting the people to count when I would stall the guy. And I would stall them for 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 90 seconds. Then I would do the blocking the tornado DDT and pulling them right up into the stalling suplex. I would do the deadlift suplex off the apron while I'm standing on the second. I would have somebody go for a sunset flip and I would stand back and pick them up off their butt in that. And I realized that what was going to help me was to stand out in a style only I could do. So really, it was just being a student of the game, watching anything and everything I could get my hands on to see where everybody was at, what they could do, what could I do not only to stand out, but what could I do that would then translate to if I had a match with all these guys that I'm seeing in positions that I want to be in. So really, it was just a lot of, I mean, it goes back to, I lived wrestling 24/7. I ate it, I slept it, I breathed it. I was a true student of the game. I would wake up, I'd do an hour of cardio in the morning, I'd be watching, and this started when I was still with an iPad or the chargeable DVD players, right? I'd sit on the treadmill and put an iPad up with a tiny little screen, or iPod with a tiny little screen, or one of the portable DVD players and rest it on, and I would watch wrestling doing my cardio. Then before and after my weights, I would watch wrestling during my cardio. And if I had downtime, I'd watch wrestling. I just studying it, seeing why people are doing things, why it works, how the audience reacts to certain things. And it was really just wanting to, I mean, let's tell a story here. We'll go back to the beginning. I knew I had to dress for the job I wanted, not the job I had, and I always tried to do that. And I think doing so took me to that point where I was in the top 20 wrestlers of the world.
Can you hear me now?
Well,
Princess.
Okay, TJ?
I still can't hear Tony.
Okay.
Well, that's weird.
I don't know what's going on.
But if you guys can hear him, if he's got a question, just shoot it to me. And if he can hear me, then everybody can get the answer.
Yeah, just go to let TJ go, and then I'll go.
Okay, but Dad,
Okay.
can you hear
Well,
him when he
here's the
talks?
thing. I
Yes.
agree with everything that Michael has said. You know, the only difference, I guess, between us is I never really had the aspirations of the WWF or WWE or WCW. I just happened to be in the right place at the right time and got my opportunities. I was really happy with the indie scene because I enjoyed the travel and the spontaneous of being with different organizations all over the country. So that's the only difference I can see between me and Mike. But I agree with everything he said. If you want to be
But you also came up in a time where you could make money on the indies,
correct,
right?
yes.
So that's a big part. Like I made a lot of money solely on the indies from 2007 to 2009. And then I started doing Ring of Honor in 2009 here and there. And then I officially signed in 2010. But it was difficult for a lot of people to make the living on the indies at certain times. I mean, I'm sure you remember, DJ,
Oh,
like
I didn't make
when
a
I
living
started,
on it. I did.
yeah, but like about that 2002 era when everything started dying, the indies were kind of in a flux for a little bit.
Yep.
And
They
then
sure
add
did.
on top of it, there was no such thing of making a living on the indies in Canada. I don't think, especially when I started, indies weren't very strong in Canada, and
Uh-uh.
especially because there isn't there wasn't the avenues for people to know about Canadian wrestling, you know, meaning there wasn't the internet as we know it now, meaning YouTube and all these streaming services that companies from Ontario and all over Canada could get on, so you could see talent from there. It was like a black hole of wrestling. You wanted to get to the States because that's where you could get seen.
Uh, guys, my question, if you guys can relay it to him, is favorite time in his
Right, baby?
wrestling career.
Uh, yeah, this question's from Tony. He's wanting to know
Yeah.
your favorite time in your wrestling career.
I would have to say my run in New Japan. For magnitude of reasons. I was very fortunate to have my time in New Japan when it was easily the best wrestling promotion in the world. I think at the time the hottest sensations in wrestling were NXT Black and Gold and New Japan. And I actually forfeited, I shouldn't say forfeited. When I signed with New Japan, I had options on the table. TNA wanted me, and then NXT wanted me, and I chose New Japan because, like I said, I always felt like I was going to have the type or I was only ever going to succeed if I had the type of career of the guys like Dean Malenko and Eddie Guerrero and Chris Jericho. So I wanted to do Japan, Mexico, and everything. Thank you, baby. And everything like that, so that I could one day go to WB and walk in there with a resume that kind of spoke for itself. And even though I did have success in Ring of Honor, I didn't feel like going to NXT Black and Gold at the time was going to be beneficial for me. And then number two, I didn't think that going to TNA at the time, it was 2015, 2016, so they weren't very hot at that time. No, baby, you can't get on the phone. You're going to turn it off.
Okay, Chris?
We'll turn on Sesame Street.
Okay. For my next question, if a young wrestler getting ready to get in the business came to you for a piece of advice, what would be your best piece of advice to somebody wanting to get into the wrestling business?
Work out, study the history of wrestling, go back and watch all kinds of wrestling, not just what's happening now, and pick the right training school.
Okay. Marcus?
Chris, Kelly's is in there somewhere. Could you read that?
All right. Kelly Fine wants to know who your favorite super fan is, Kelly or Marcus.
It's a tie.
Hey, that's 4 this year.
Yeah.
You're off to a good start this year, Marcus.
Yeah, I'm doing well. Okay, I got one from Warren. Since we're on the Japan, he wants to know if you ever eaten in the restaurant called the Ribera.
Many times. I have 3 Ribera jackets.
Okay, and that was the second question. He wanted to know if you had any of the jackets. Tell us the experience behind that, because this is like a wrestling based. Here, let me pull up a picture he sent me. This is like a, hang on a minute, like a wrestling based restaurant.
Yeah.
Correct?
So, well, it became one. So basically, it was affordable steaks. So a lot of the boys would go there and have beer and steaks. And then because so many of the boys would go there and eat, they started giving them the souvenir jackets. And then it became, kind of a rite of passage. The only problem is now anybody can get a jacket. and I don't mean that in a slight in a slight, but to me, if you paid to go to Japan and then somebody takes you to Ribera and talks to the cook and gets you a jacket, it's not the same as being flown over there, making a name for yourself, and the owners of the restaurant recognizing you because you're their wrestling fans and then giving you a jacket. But I'm very fortunate to have been given 3 jackets after 3 big experiences in Japan. So it's great. The sauce on the steak is where you really want to go. The steak is good. Some people will say it's not as good as other steaks, and there's other steakhouses that are better. But 1, the experience. 2, the steaks are pretty dang good, but the steak sauce they have is otherworldly. There's stories that the Road Warriors used to bring like gigantic like jugs of the sauce home, and I would always try to get some from them, but they stopped giving out the sauce. But it's the sauce of the steakhouse that really makes the experience. And surprisingly, I know this doesn't sound like it would be great, but they have corn soup that's to die for.
Is it like a chowder or is it?
Just corn soup. I don't know. They brew corn into the soup. There's little pieces of corn in it, and it tastes like corn, but it tastes like kind of like cream corn, and it's just so good. I would go there and have 5 bowls of that before the steak even came to the table.
Okay, Marcus, did you have another question?
Yes, you had a hand in training Ethan Page, correct?
Yes, I helped him a lot. He had got some prior training, but I worked with him a lot and is in the early stage of his career. Yeah, very much so.
Okay. Do you have anybody else you have a hand in training that's doing very well for themselves today?
Same with Josh Alexander, Myron Reed. Those would be probably the top 3.
Okay. All doing pretty well right now.
Yeah, they are.
Next up is TJ.
I really don't have to. One thing I do want to agree with is finding the right trainer. There's too many guys out there that think they were trained and trying to train guys that don't know what the hell they're doing.
Well, that's a fact.
And
Well,
it's really
I've
hard to
broken
find
it down.
the right trainer.
I've broken it down. This is what happens. Wrestling school that's good gets a class of 10 students. 1 student not doing very good feels that they're better than everybody else, even though they're not doing good, and blame it on the trainer. Because they blame it on the trainer, they go open up their own wrestling promotion so they can be their own champion. But to support their wrestling show habit, they have to open a training school so they can afford to run wrestling shows. So now you're getting the crappy one from the school running their own wrestling school to run their own wrestling promotion to be their own world champion. World champion meaning that's what they call it, even though it's never left the city limits of whatever city they run in. And then they just produce crappy wrestlers, and then somebody from that training school does the same thing and goes out and opens their own wrestling company and their own wrestling school, and it just trickles down the way. So you're getting a bunch of people who aren't very good training other people who aren't very good, and then the influx of wrestlers aren't very good.
100%.
Well, I think all of us thought of at least 2 promotions that category. That's why I'm over here laughing. It's like,
Well, I can think of a handful of them, but we'll just leave it at that.
yeah,
About every state has 3 or 4 of those places.
Oh, yeah.
Because we was talking about that exact situation earlier before the show.
yeah.
It's routine. It's kind of just what happens.
Yeah, or guys that can't get booked with nobody else, they start their own organization, start their own schools, and like you just said, they just turn out more shitty wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't understand the business.
No, and it's hard because you don't. I understand because the first school I went to was crap. Any school that will train a 14-year-old is not very good.
Correct.
So, but I also went in and after the first day goes, this isn't very good. So what I would do was when I joined the wrestling school, I paired up with another kid that also watched indie wrestling, that also knew that he wanted to go to the big indie promotions, wanted to go to Ring of Honor, wanted to do Japan, wanted to do the Mexico. So we buddied up with the trainer who gave us a key. So if class was on Saturdays at noon till 4, we were there at 9 a.m. till noon doing our own thing, and then staying from 4 till 8 doing our own thing. So we kind of became self-taught. Now, I'm not saying that's the best way to do it, but we would also pay attention to, growing up in Canada, a lot of the influx of TNA talent would do seminars in Canada. So it's like, hey, let's go do this seminar. Hey, let's go learn from this guy. Hey, let's go do this. And at the time, when I was breaking in, AOL chat was big, and I would befriend God rest his soul, Jimmy Rave was great. I remember 14-year-old just starting training, talking to Jimmy Rave on AOL every night, asking him for advice because I'd seen him in CZW and Ring of Honor. And there was a lot of guys like that on that AOL chat that I could talk to and ask for advice. And they were all very friendly and all gave great advice to me. So it's like I wasn't just thinking I'm going to go to this one school and only learn from that. And I think that's another thing, because I remember running the school and one of my students, and this isn't the only time it happened, but this is a very specific reason, a very specific memory that I have. My student moved to Atlanta and he messaged me. He's like, hey, I'm thinking about going to AR Fox's school. I hope you don't take that as a disrespect. And I said, God, no, please go learn, because AR Fox might teach you things that I didn't teach you, or he might give you a different perspective. Like, there's not to pigeonhole yourself into only learn one style, one way from one person. You're never going to evolve. You have to get other people's advice. And I'll listen to everybody's advice, but then out of respect, I'll listen, yes, sir, no, sir, blah, blah, blah. And then I'll go over everything that I was just given and see what's gonna work and what's not. And then I utilize the advice that I feel is gonna work for me. And sometimes I might go down the road and something else might come up and go, so and so in 2006 said this, and now I have a better understanding of it, so now I can utilize it better. Like, it's just people, you have to get different perspectives of things. And that's why I enjoy doing seminars or training so much, is because I'm not coming to people with one set of advice. I'm coming with, okay, I did seminars with all these guys growing up. I led seminars at Ring of Honor with all these other guys who had different experiences and listened to them as they were telling the guys this. I have the experiences from learning in Japan. I have the experiences from learning in England. I have the experiences from living in Mexico. I have the experience to going to Harley races for a couple weeks. I have the experiences of listening to Booker T. I have the experiences of I take everything that I've learned and try to utilize it in a way that I can then hand it off to others. So you're not just getting Michael Elgin's advice, you're getting the advice that Michael Elgin received from Ricky Steamboat, Harley Race, Steve Kern, Tom Pritchard, Booker T, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Kenny Omega, Okada, Minoru Suzuki, Satoshi Kojima. Like, I listen and studied wrestling and listened to what everybody has to say, so that I'm not pigeonholed into, this is my belief, and if you don't believe what I believe, then you're stupid. It's no, because there's a bunch of different people with a bunch of different advice that I can then utilize into my own version of it and help others learn different aspects from different people. Like, I remember running a camp and a guy goes, can you teach me this hold from Lucha Libre? I said, yeah, of course I can. He goes, how do you know that? And I go, I've spent my entire life studying wrestling from everywhere. When I was in CMLL instead of going and sightseeing, I would go down to the arena and sit in on Ultimo Guerrero's advanced class and just watch. I wouldn't bump around because I didn't want to do extra bumps at that point in my career, but I would watch and listen to him teach the other guys. When I was in New Japan, if I was staying close to the dojo, I would go work out in the morning and then I would eat with the guys and then I would go and watch the young lions train. And then before the shows, I would watch the training of the young lions. Like I always thought, what advice can I pick up from everybody? Because it will be valuable for me to know. And not only will it be valuable for me to know just for my own sake or for teaching somebody else's sake, but will also help me to get a firmer understanding of what they see when I wrestle them, which will allow me to have a better match with them because now I understand their philosophy.
Okay. Hey, Chris, the question I have is favorite matches and moments in his career.
All right, this is another question from Tony.
Yeah.
He want to know your favorite moments and matches from your career.
Moments would be winning the Ring of Honor World Championship, being in against Kenny Omega and winning New Japan's first ever ladder match. Winning the Grand Prix, which at the time and even now only one other foreigner has won it since I won it. I think I was the 5th foreigner to ever win the Grand Prix in
That's a big one
CMLL.
in Japan.
And then selling out Cork and Hall with Big Japan for their first sellout in 11 years, which I thought was a big feather in my cap and proved that I was a draw in Japan. And as far as matches, I would have to say against Davey Richards from Showdown in the Sun Night 2 in 2012, the ladder match with Kenny, and then me against Daisuke Sekimoto in Cork and Hall, which was the sellout for Big Japan.
Okay. Hey, Chris?
Okay, for my next question is, what do you love about the wrestling business, and what's the thing you hate the most about the wrestling business?
I would say what I love the most is the fact that if you put in the time and effort, you can convince people who already know what we do as a work that it's no longer a work anymore.
Yeah, kayfabe got destroyed. It was terrible.
Yeah, but I think there's something to getting that emotional investment still, and it gives a different feel. Like that's why I still, before I got hurt doing construction, I like doing WCWO, or I like going down to Michigan and doing CIW, or down to Texas, because now in 2024, before I got hurt, people know what this is, but I could have the crowd react in a way that made them believe just for a second what I was doing was real.
Yes.
And that is, I think, the most beautiful thing of pro wrestling when you work for that.
Yes.
My least favorite thing about pro wrestling is that now we're letting anybody do it.
That's the worst.
And I know that sounds bad. I believe that pro wrestling needs, I believe pro wrestling needs gatekeeping, but the problem is people have somehow tried to now say that gatekeeping in pro wrestling was keeping people who are different races or different genders or different sexualities away, and that was never the case, at least not in my time. I can't
Mine
speak for
either.
before my time. I can't speak for any of that. All I can know is that in my time in wrestling, I never saw anybody get kicked out of wrestling. I never saw anybody not get booked because of their race, their gender, or their sexuality. But I have seen people take advantage of making people fear that if they don't book them, it's because of their race, gender, or sexuality. And I think that we're getting too lost in what this is. If I'm booking a show, I want to know 3 things. Those 3 things are: do you take this serious? How does your gear look? And can you work?
That's it.
That's all. I don't care. I don't care if you're a donkey from outer space. If your gear looks good and you can work and people want to see you, you're booked. It's as simple as
100%.
that.
100%.
Marcus, final 2 questions.
Okay, Chris, you gotta make me big.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Well, I had to dig into my collection, and I found it. I don't know if you can see that. I believe this is one of your rookie cards.
Come here. Come here.
Maybe where's that from?
No, I got to turn the light on because I can't hardly see it.
I think that's a Canadian, so I bet that's about 2007.
It says you were 24 years old at the time.
So that would have been. So it's funny. I was quite young and quite new, but at 24, I already had 9 years of experience.
Well, tell us about. I know about the Ring of Honor board game where you got the special Michael Elgin played piece. What other unique merchandise do you have that's out there?
That's probably the. I think you mean that's the ring with the figure.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah, that's probably. I mean, there's other things in Japan like keychains and little things like that they made over time, but I think that would be one, and especially because they do not make those lines of figures anymore, that's probably the most unique and probably worth the most money because you can't. I think the last time somebody said they saw it on eBay, it was close to $1,000.
Well, I know the Ring of Honor ring is like 800, 600, 800. And if it's wrapped, it's not been opened, it's even more.
Yeah, and that was my, because I was the Ring of Honor World Champion at the time, and they released my figure with the ring, so it's a heavy price tag on that.
Okay, can I add another one real quick, Tony?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I seen a trading card on eBay because I went looking. 2023 has a set of cards out called Heroes of Wrestling with your autographs on it. Do you still get contacted to sign stuff for collections like that, or?
Sometimes, but some of them want like in-person stuff. Like I just got hit up for a couple signings, but I can't fly right now because of the blood clots in my leg. So I'm still fighting that. So I definitely do get hit up, but I try not to get it like sent to my place. Just because now I'm kind of at the time and everything that I've had to go through to fight for my name. When I'm home, I kind of just want to be home, so I don't feel like somebody's sending me 1,000 cards for me to sign, because if so, you can fly me out, you can pay me to be there, I'll do it, I'll meet with people and then do that on the side. So I do get hit up a bit still, but I can't be traveling right now until I get my leg all taken care of. So
I hope you get feeling better. Come on back down to WCWO. We're waiting on you.
yeah, man. Listen. It's as I said. So I hurt my neck at my job in December 2024, which led to immobility, which led to the blood clots, and then last year it was 5 surgeries on my leg. So I'm hoping a couple more months, no more issues with my leg, which means I can finally get my neck repaired, and then I'll be able to.
Well, I know about them surgeries.
Okay. Who is it, Dad? TJ?
I got TJ if he's got any.
No. All I can say is, Michael, it's been an honor to meet you. I didn't know much about you before I did meet you. I've been doing it so long, I got tired of watching it on TV, and the indies was just driving me nuts. But I've been doing this since 1987, and I've seen a lot of them come and go. And you are a
Did
great
everybody
talent for
freeze
the
up on me?
business. But you're a great talent for the business.
Can you not hear TJ, Michael?
I think everybody's frozen.
I think somebody may have called. I think somebody may have called him, Chris.
If you can hear me, if you could back out and come back in, because I think when somebody called you, it messed
Guys,
it
I
up.
can't hear or anything, and nobody's moving.
Can you send him a message, Marcus?
I'll try to.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, that's crazy.
Oh, he figured it out. He must have heard Tony that time.
I think
I
when
don't think so. I don't know what that's all about.
Sometimes if you're on your phone and you get a phone call, it messes it up.
Well, I've noticed we've had a lot of glitching going on, and I've been watching mute, unmute, mute, unmute, mute, unmute.
Well, that was me. That was me because when he was talking, I was getting background noise, so I was muting everybody to try to get rid of the background noise.
I got you. That's why I muted my TV.
I don't know why Dad couldn't. I don't know why he couldn't hear Dad the whole time. That was different.
I could hear him.
Yeah, I'd never seen that before.
But it has been. I got to say, since he's not even on here, I'll say it again. It's been an honor to meet Michael Elgin. I didn't know much about him. And, at my age, I didn't really pay attention to the guys coming up and everything else because it became such a mundane thing of everybody. Like he said, everybody looks alike. Nobody stands out for anything. Hey, there he is. Now, can you hear me, Michael?
Yeah, I got it now. Sorry. You guys all went. Yeah, it went still, and I could see Tony moving, but I still can't hear him talking.
Well, like I was telling the guys, it's an honor to meet you. I didn't know much about you before you came to WCWO and got to know you, and your philosophy on this business is great. And if these young guys will pay attention, they will go far at your advice.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, my advice is too old. I don't have.
No, I've seen some of these training sessions. I agree with that 100%. So
yeah. Chris, my question is, in his opinion, greatest wrestling match of all time.
See, I can hear Tony now.
Oh, he can hear you now.
Okay.
So maybe I just had to go in and in. The greatest wrestling match of all time is very difficult.
It's going to be me
I
and
will
Michael.
say one of the matches I find myself watching the most is Doug Furness and Phil LaFawn against, I should say Dan Crawford, because he was Dan Crawford at the time, against Kabashi and Kikuchi from May 25th, 1992 at Budokan Hall. I think it is absolutely phenomenal.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out.
yeah.
I also think now this, I don't remember the date. It was for the NWA national title. It was Tully Blanchard versus Ronnie Garvin, which is another one of my favorites.
Okay, Chris.
Yeah, you talked a little bit about your run in Japan. Did you get to have a run in Mexico? Because I know you said earlier.
Yeah. That I was with CMLL from 2016 to 2019 as well.
How did that compare to how does Mexico compare to Japan?
Oh, big difference.
They're very similar in how the crowd reacts, but the style's different. Like Lucha Libre is very pageantry, right? The look and the appeal and the acrobatics are so important. But I was originally, so after the first school I went to a better school, but that school was actually very Lucha Libre orientated. So I learned a lot about Lucha Libre. So when CMLL was bringing back the Grand Prix, which is Team Mexico versus Team the World, they wanted a representative of Canada, and New Japan said, "Hey, Elgin, will you go?" And after the second match, Ultimo Guerrero was like, "Do you know Lucha?" And I said, "Yeah, I know Lucha." And then he just loved me to the point where my second Grand Prix, they actually made me win, which before I won, the only foreigners to ever win the Grand Prix were Alex Shelley, Val Venus, and Norman Smiley. And then after I won, Claudio won. And I think he won it last year or the year before. So like I had I
And
don't
there they made me look like a goober.
a very successful run in Mexico too. And I loved it there. You know, the style, as I said, is completely different, but there's a beauty to it that like it's just those wrestlers are phenomenal. They really are. The stuff that they can do flawlessly is just it blows your mind every time you're out there. And Arena Mexico, there's nothing like Arena Mexico on a Friday night, especially for the big shows. Like the Grand Prix is a huge show. That it's sold out for the Grand Prix. And the amount of pride that the crowd has in Team Mexico. And I had turned them to the point when I won the Grand Prix my second year there. The next day, I thought I was in trouble because they brought me down to the office, and I was like, "Did I do something wrong? Like, what did I?" And the boss said, "Hey, I just want to let you know you're welcome here every Friday night. So if you're not in Japan and you don't have a show in the States, you can email me, and I'll fly you out." And there was times where on a Thursday morning, I would email him, and by Thursday night, I'd have my flight to Mexico City. So I loved Mexico too. Like, which, you know, it's wild because, you know, to be in my son's life more, I quit New Japan to go to TNA, which also cut off CMLL because CMLL and New Japan had issues with TNA at the time. But I'm very thankful for the time that I was afforded in Mexico and Japan both.
Marcus, final question.
All right. Do you have a funny story for us?
Behind
Trying
the
to think.
scenes.
Well, I don't know if it's a funny story, but I was at the shows, and I don't know if people ever remember hearing this, where Sonny stole the ring truck from the company and went missing for a couple hours.
Oh, no, that's a good
Yeah,
one.
I heard about that.
Yeah, I was on the show, and she was there for the weekend, and she ended up stealing the ring truck and disappearing for a while.
Where and when was that?
Dude, was it Toronto, maybe 2007 or 2008?
Was she drunk then too, or I'm sorry?
I don't, you know what? I don't remember. I think she was just going through some stuff, you know. Now there's no, you know, there's no excuse for everything that's happened, but I don't think she had an easy life, you know, and I think that even turning to drinks, and this is just my personal belief, not just for her, but a lot of people. I don't necessarily think that the drinking or the drugs that people get hooked on are the start of the problem. It's a problem that they're trying to solve by turning to those things. And unfortunately, you know, Sonny was in the business at a time that women weren't very well respected,
Oh
very
no.
much were used, you know, and kind of discarded.
Yep.
And, you know, even though it's very public that she cheated on Candido, I'm sure she loved him very much, and he'd passed away. And I think that a lot of people turn to a lot of different things to escape from reality, and she chose one. I mean, they're all dangerous, but drinking is extremely dangerous, especially when you're going to go out and drive and it hurts other people, you know. So I don't recall if she had the drinking problem then or not. But I think she was definitely a victim of circumstances throughout the careers, you know. As I said, she started, I mean, she had to be the most influential female talent maybe of all time. Right?
She was
Like
she was one that actually got it. She
yeah, but not
understood
only
what it
that,
was.
like I mean, I don't remember. I mean, it probably Missy Hyatt would have been the closest to her, you know,
Yeah.
superstardom, but Sonny was for sure, I think, the first female superstar in pro wrestling,
Yes.
and one of the few that didn't actually wrestle. Like Sable ended up wrestling, but like Sunny was. I mean, I remember '96. I mean, even at 11 or 12 years old, however old I was, it was like everybody wanted a poster of Sunny. You know, she really was a megastar when it came to pro wrestling and being a female. But at that
You took it
time,
tall.
you know, people were very disrespectful and didn't treat women how they deserve to be treated. And I think she was a victim of all that, to be honest.
My final question, in your opinion, greatest story or angle in professional wrestling?
Maybe Flair for the gold. That would have to be up there.
Yeah.
You know that there's so many, and as a student of the game who's watched so much, like there's just so much good. It's so hard to pinpoint one, you know, because as I said, I go back and I watch the rock and roll Midnight Express angles. I go back and watch Mr. Wrestling 2 and Magnum TA angle from Mid South, and you know Magnum TA and Tully, and I go back and watch the old Continental stuff, and I go back and watch the old Mid Atlantic stuff, and there's so many great angles, and I think it's a shame that people don't go and research that, because if they research that, I think even indies would be better.
Oh yeah,
It's like everybody wants, you know, everybody wants a Money in the Bank briefcase or these angles that they've seen in the last 10 years,
yeah,
when there's a plethora of angles and situations from the 70s and 80s that could still
Oh,
be relevant today if people just understood how to go back and watch them and then utilize them to fit today's product and today's athletes.
yeah. I was very fortunate to get to start watching wrestling probably about 1968, 69, and one of the first matches I got to see live was Dick the Bruiser and Crusher against Blackjack Mulligan and Blackjack Lanza.
That's great.
Uh,
Yeah. See,
you
and
know,
I
I've been
love going people that like I use Tubi because there's a bunch of old Detroit stuff and
Mhm.
Indianapolis stuff on it.
Yeah.
Like as I said, and YouTube, I mean, man, the amount of stuff that people have at their fingertips that I would have killed for when I was
oh,
spending $25 for a VHS tape.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, God, the stuff that's out there. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just insane. It's you can watch so much. I mean, they got Big Time from Detroit on Tubi. They have old Crusher and Bruiser stuff from Indianapolis on Tubi. They have stuff from Puerto Rico there, and then you do YouTube and Daily Motion, and it's like, why are people not watching this type of stuff? It's like, oh, it's old. Yeah, it's old, but it's great. It's
Yes.
great. It's great. Like as I said, if you go back and watch that Tully um Ronnie Garvin match
Oh, that was
for the match,
fantastic.
right? It's just like it looks so like that's wrestling to me
Mhm.
because
Yes.
they made me believe it was real, and they were great performers too. But everybody's like, well, where's the this is everybody's like, oh, I'm not going to watch wrestling back then and watch somebody put on a headlock for 10. No great worker put on a headlock for 10 minutes. That's a tale that came out from the new generation that wanted to shit on the old generation. Nobody did that kind of stuff. Go back and watch 84 Mid South, which might be the single greatest year of any territory of all time. Nobody was sitting in a headlock forever. It was building stories, it was making stars, and nobody understands that. It's just so silly. It's
And it
so
wasn't
silly.
flipping and flopping.
But and then there was, because if you go back and watch and you watch the Guerreros in there, they're doing amazing stuff that people can't even physically do today. And they made
Right.
it look great, It's just like people just have this weird this weird thing that it's like it's my way and it can't be any other way, when ultimately I think most things in the world, especially pro wrestling, is a perfect mix of everything, makes a complete package. But everybody else wants to, they want to demean the old school, wants to demean the new school, and the new school wants to demean the old school, when if you can mix them both together, that's where the money is and that's where you become successful.
Well, I have to say when I came back and had to learn this new style, but since I've been back, I understand. But I'm trying like you. I'm trying to get the guys to understand. You got to mix the old and the new for our crowds to be entertained. The new stuff is nice, but if you're not paying it, the older guys like myself, we worried more about pissing the fans off than what we were doing.
Right.
So I agree with you. And I tell the guys all the time, if you can mix the old and the new, you're going to go far and very fast, but they don't want to listen either. So
No, that's, I mean, yeah, and sometimes, because I found this with wrestling too, and you might agree, you could say something, then I can come and say the exact same thing, and it's like a light bulb goes off.
yes,
But you're the parent role. I'm the cool uncle that comes around.
yeah, I'm
So
grandpa.
they're always going to listen to the cool uncle that they only see every couple months,
Right.
rather than the parental figure that's there all the time.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
just like that's just what it is. That's how I remember running a wrestling school, and people going to a seminar and coming back and telling me this earth shattering new thing they learned, but yet I've been telling it to them for a year. Somebody else said, you know what I mean? It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
no, you already knew that. You just, somebody else told you, and now it's like a light bulb went off.
And told everybody, and we've been telling them forever, slow
Yeah.
down. And he comes in and tells them to slow down, and they think it was the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
Okay, Chris, final question.
All right. My final question is, what's the future look like for Michael Elgin? Are we going to see Michael Elgin back in the ring once you get your leg and stuff taken care of, or what's that look like?
I'm hoping there's nothing that's going to stop me, at least from having a couple more matches, because my daughter's 16 months old and she hasn't seen me wrestle yet. The last time my son saw me wrestle was in 2019, so he was like 3 years old. So I definitely am going to have a couple matches. I think it matters on how well my leg heals, because I'll be honest with you, I have maybe 60% strength and use of my leg right now. And I don't ever want to. I mean, you guys have seen me at WCWO wrestle in front of 50 people. You couldn't tell that there was only 50 people in that arena, right? I wrestle the same way, whether I'm wrestling at the Tokyo Dome or at the local Legion Hall. Yeah, I can't. There's no phoning it in. There's no dialing it back. I think that if one person pays the price of admission, I need to give that one person the best show they've ever seen.
Correct.
So I will at least have a couple matches. If my leg doesn't heal, there will be tag team matches, so I can still do everything I can do, but also rely on a tag team partner. But if everything heals how I hope it heals, then I'm not even 40 yet. I'll be 40 next year, and I still got a couple years in the tank as long as I heal.
Well, I'd be honored to be one of those matches, sir.
Hell yeah, I'd appreciate it. We only ever did that one tag match, so I think it's time we get back to it.
There we go. I'm ready. I'll
All
know
right.
more about me in March.
Is around here, or maybe at WCWO or somewhere, so I get to see it.
There'll be definitely one. I've asked Joey. I said, what I would like to do is me and David Light against Malenko and Zay.
That'd be good.
That would be real.
Yep.
Yeah, and I don't know. I hope that people in Indianapolis are listening. I hope they watch this, because I'm going to tell each and every one of them that Zay, David Light, Malenko, and Andre Stray are the 4 best wrestlers in the state of Indiana. And I'll have to put, I'd put Ashton Adonis up there with them too. But those are the guys to look out for in Indiana.
I agree.
No, I'm not going to this. Yep, I agree.
Michael, we appreciate you coming on tonight.
Absolutely.
My
Really do.
pleasure.
We
Yeah,
would
this has
love
been
to have you on. Love to have you on again sometime.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to.
Yep. Yeah, we will get back with you. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the show. Again, thanks for coming on, and we will definitely have you on again.
Sounds wonderful. I look forward to it, guys. You guys have a wonderful night. All right.
You too, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, God.
Wow.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that, guys.
That was
Well, that's
fantastic.
why I picked you, TJ. I needed a veteran in here to help us interview.
Well,
so
the thing about it is, a lot of stuff he was telling. I mean, we've been telling the guys down at the Dub at training the same things for years. Go back and watch old WCW from back in the 80s and 90s, you know, with these guys. They go, well, they didn't wrestle. Yeah, they did. You're just not paying attention.
And if the guys that do, like you said, the new style now, if they learn how to tell stories like the guys back then did,
yeah,
it'd be awesome. Because
and how many guys you know nowadays could do like Ric Flair and do 60 minutes? There ain't a guy out there that could do an hour show and do an hour match. Nobody.
Then if you
I don't
tune
care who you
in,
are.
you tune into our Thursday shows, we critique an what is it, pre-2000 matches, but we've been getting mid-80 matches. So because we're all old school guys. But
well, guys, I think we had a great show. TJ, we appreciate you coming on with us. We'll definitely have you.
Thanks. Anytime, fellas. Anytime you want me on, you just send me a message and let me know. I'm more than happy to be on. Like I said, now that I'm not going to be back in the ring until March. I don't think. I'm waiting to see what my final resolution is on my back surgery, and hopefully I can get back in the ring. But for right now, I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm color commentating our YouTube matches now, and I'm having a ball. I'm an agent in the back helping the guys, and they've let me sit on creative. So I think I'm doing pretty well for a guy that's been in the business. I mean, I started training in '86, started wrestling in '87, and I'm still here. So there's nobody else left but me.
That's probably right. Well, I know one thing. The WCWO and you guys are killing it, man. Just absolutely killing it.
Well, I think Marcus has got our dates. That's the only thing I've said here thinking. I go, damn, I don't have none of the dates we got coming up. I know we got Frankfurt, we got Hartford City. I know we got PopCon, Comic-Con, Black Expo. I think I heard rumors that we're back at Circle City Classic next year. Yeah. You know, so all these organizations around Indiana, you better be watching out, because it could be an option that we just come to your town and say, all right, we're here. Now let's see what happens. I mean, that's how I would do it nowadays. Back in the day, people didn't do that. They respected everybody's little area. Well, nobody respects anything now. So I say WCWO, we just need to start running shotgun and just take out, you know. So that's my opinion. And that's my personal opinion. That's not a Dub opinion. That's my opinion.
Okay. Well, again, thanks for coming on. Marcus, you got anything before we get out of here?
I do not. Of course, Big Money Wrestling, Sal's Promotions running Saturday.
Hey, you might see me there.
Well, NGW's running Saturday in Crawfordsville. Of course, the Dub on Friday night, big show there.
Yeah.
And I think we got the anniversary this Saturday of Thunderstorm. It's been a year since we were all screaming at each other commentary.
Yeah, wow. Has it already been a year?
Yeah, because February 1st was the Rumble.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm the winner of the Rumble.
That was
first one in, last one out.
That's the best. That's the best show that I've ever been a part of.
Yeah, I will say I don't know if I'll ever touch it.
That was awesome.
We ran against WWE 1100 through the door. You can't. There ain't nobody else can do that. Nope. Nobody.
I agree.
And then did another show an hour later at the Dub, but that was sold out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the unrated Dean Malenko in the freaking pinata match. That was just fantastic.
Hey, thanks for everybody watching tonight.
But thank you.
See you guys next week.
Yeah, please hit that subscribe button on YouTube, like and follow Facebook, Twitch, X, Instagram, all at Gonzo'S Sports Room. Also, go check out WCWO's YouTube page and all their social media. And we'll see you guys next week.
be absolutely devastating.
Here, this is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this podcast forever, and this is the worst damn podcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.